ordinary teenagers. I mean, they are still learning science, computers, math, and physics, but these young adults would rather put their skills to use under the hood of a car instead of in front of a classroom. Around here, being called a gearhead is a compliment, not a slam.
You're challenging yourself, you're pushing your abilities, and you're helping yourself in the future.
A lot of these young men and women are thinking about the future as they compete in this year's Skills USA here in Illinois, a statewide competition that allows high school and secondary school students to show off their trade skills learned outside of the traditional classroom.
You got the students that are smart, so they get scholarships for their A's. You got the students that get scholarships for sports. And then you got the ones that like using their hands, but usually they don't recognize that in the schools as much, and this is where this comes into play.
This year was interesting. The students that came down were more into it than I've seen in the past. They're more focused, I feel, with the way the economy is. They're taking a more heavier interest. What am I going to do if the economy stays the way it is? What trades are out there?
97 contests took place this year in every trade imaginable. So whether you want to fight fires, do hair, or whip up a meal, the choice is yours. But the competition is fierce. More than 1,500 young adults are trying to take first place and win something that could change their lives. That is, in addition to bragging rights.
This year we have $65,000 worth of scholarships that are for the first, second, or third place students. And there's roughly about 21 contests that will go on to national in Kansas City in June.
There's the pattern here, and it has to end in the same spot.
For more than a decade, the machinists have been part of Skills USA, and this year was no different.
This takes me back almost 40 years because I competed in something very similar to this.
Even with years of experience under their belts, the machinists recognize the talent of these young men and women.
Well, when I used to piddle around on cars, you could park it under a shade tree, hook up a block and tackle, pull the engine and fix what needs to be fixed and drop it back in. You can't do that anymore today. I mean, technology has come so far that it takes a lot of specialized training to do what these kids do.
That's what keeps the machinists, and especially Local Lodge 701, coming back year after year to help, using their knowledge and expertise to mold the next generation of auto technicians.
It's showing them that there are people interested in them, willing to help them, helping them to succeed and move forward in whatever career that they want.
Well, it gives them, their kid, a little extra head start, you know, in getting into the job force. You got to start somewhere, so I think it's good to, you know, start there.
But it's not just the machinists taking notice of the trade and in awe of these young novices.
We need good-paying jobs, good-paying, skilled jobs, and I think this is the kind of work. You can't outsource this work. It pays good wages, and it builds strong families, and it builds a stronger Illinois.
These young people then will go into the apprentice programs with the unions with the starting knowledge that maybe someone else wouldn't have. That will help them go up the ladder a little bit faster. They'll get through apprentice school much easier than a novice coming in off the street that has no background in any of these skills.
It's all here. Cooking, firefighting, building a house, or even fixing a car. There's so much more going on here than just the competition. This is about celebrating these young adults who are starting to understand the true value of learning a trade.
It's an awesome experience. Just you get to compete against other people, you get to compete against yourself. It's more of a factor of trying to show yourself how good you are at something you love to do.
You can't just expect something to happen. If you show your employer that in the past and still present, you like to push yourself, then this is where to go.
And in the end, maybe even take home a prize or two. But with or without first place, these men and women are gaining a skill and possibly a career for the future. And that's something you just can't put a price tag on.
We need people to repair our cars. If not, who's going to repair them? Do we send them overseas to get repaired? How's that going to work? We got electricians. We need our houses fixed. These are the things that are important to our livelihood that's going to keep the economy and America going.
And you can be sure you'll see the machinists alongside these young men and women. supporting them on every step of their career path.
They're phenomenal. They're going to make some great mechanics.
And that's the benefit for everyone, maybe even me.
And then when you own your own shop, I can bring my car to yours?
Oh, of course, yeah. Give you a discount.